Hey guys, today I'm doing my 5-week pregnancy update. Today I am 5 weeks and 3 days pregnant, and I've had quite a few different symptoms. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone because I have a list. One of the most notable symptoms for me has been frequent urination. I feel like I have to pee all the time, and personally I thought that this was just something that women experienced later on during pregnancy because of the fact that they have a giant baby in their stomach that is pressing on their bladder. Apparently not. Apparently it's also like a hormonal thing. I have no idea. Personally, I'm not somebody who enjoys going to the bathroom. I actually know people who love it, who are like, it feels so good, and I'm just like, I hate it. I don't want to go to the bathroom. I just do it because I have to. So I feel like I have had to go to the bathroom so many times lately, especially at night towards the evening. I am definitely going a lot more often than I normally do. At night, I will go probably twice before I actually go to sleep, and then I wake up at 3-ish, 4-ish in the morning, like desperately dying, exploding, having to pee. But around 7:30 in the morning, I have been getting up and then having to pee again, to the point where it's like, if I don't get up right now, I'm going to pee my pants. I do think that part of that has to do with the fact that I am trying to drink more water, which goes into another symptom that I've been experiencing with it, which is increased thirst. I bought myself this gigantic water bottle. This is the size, and my aim at the moment is just to drink one of these a day, because I definitely do not drink. I maybe drink half of this in a day, probably not even that on a daily basis, but I know that it's important to keep hydrated during pregnancy. Because I'm also avoiding soda and caffeine and things like that, I might as well be drinking water anyway, because I don't have anything else to drink except milk. So next thing is being out of breath. That was another thing that I thought when people said that they were experiencing that during pregnancy. I thought that that was due to the fact that you're carrying around so much extra weight. And it could be, I don't know, but I'm not carrying around all that much extra weight, and I'm still very, very out of breath. And I find like if I go up the stairs from my house, because we live in a condo, but if I go up the stairs that are outside my house too quickly, I get to the top of them, and there are like 10 of them maybe, but I get to the top and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, I can't breathe. Or even just lifting a couple small heavy items can become like this really big thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, I'm exhausted. Anyway, another symptom that I've had, I hate saying symptom because it's like, symptom makes it sound like pregnancy is a disease, and it's not a disease, so I hate saying symptom, but I don't know what else to say. Another one that I've been having is that my boobs have gotten a lot bigger. I've always been on the small side, and they've gotten a lot bigger, and they're very, very tender and kind of sore right around the side areas. Nothing else going on there. No, I know that a lot of people have talked about nipple tingling and stuff like that. I have not experienced any of that. I'm just sore, and I feel like my boobs are growing, which they are, so there you go. I have had some acne. I generally will have acne depending on what type of birth control I'm on. But the acne that I've been getting in different areas that I don't normally get it in. So I've been getting it around my temples, and then around my jawline, and then some around my chin. Normally, I don't tend to get them there. I get a lot on my forehead usually, and then just kind of in random places. But those are definitely areas that are not normal for me to get acne in, so that's another thing that I've had to deal with, and I really hope that it doesn't get worse. Haven't, as of yet, had any major food cravings. I think pretty much with me, it hasn't been one single thing that I'm like, I have to have that every single day or I'll die. Pickles, I must have a pickle every single day or I'm going to die, or I must have this every single day or I'm going to starve to death, or, the world is going to end. It's just been, if I'm hungry for something, I want it right now, and I can't stop thinking about it. I have had a couple food aversions. Dale came home with Taco Bell 3 or 4 days after I found out that I was pregnant, and the smell of it just made me absolutely just like, oh, that smells disgusting, and he brought some for me to eat, and I was like, I can't eat that. That was one food aversion, if you want to call it that. Other things have just been, I will be eating something that sounded and smelled at the same time. That sounded and smelled really, really good, and the first couple bites were really, really good, and then once I get sort of halfway done, it's like, I can't stomach any more of this. It's going to make me throw up. So I've had a couple of those incidences. It could be the meat. I don't know. I tend to not feel great after I eat meat, so it's possible that it has to do with red meat, but but I'm not really sure yet, so we'll have to see. But other than that, no major food cravings, no major food aversions, and definitely no morning sickness yet. Lately, my lower back has been absolutely killing me, and part of that may be due to the fact that, this past weekend I went to Texas for my friend's wedding, and I didn't sleep very well. 2 of the nights that I was there, I slept fine because the bed was comfortable and it was an actual bed. Then I slept on an air mattress, and that wasn't so fun, and then I flew on the plane, and I fell asleep in the plane, and that's not so comfortable. But like right now, I'm in excruciating pain, and I'm trying to sit up straight and not slouch because that tends to make it worse. But I have just excruciatingly sharp pain running right down the sides of my spine on my lower back, and it is super, super painful. And I don't know for sure if that's just me not sleeping comfortably for those days or if that is related to the pregnancy, but either way, it's happening, it's uncomfortable, it's really, really sore. And I bitched about it all day yesterday, today also. I'm sure he's going to get tired of that really quickly. The other thing is that my emotions have definitely been higher than normal. I haven't experienced crying every single day, but there has been something almost every single day that has brought me very, very close to tears. Small things in movies that would normally make me sad but wouldn't make me sob. A lot of things that made me really upset, and then I've been trying really hard to keep my anger in check because I have a pretty bad temper anyway, but I have had a pretty bad temper lately, and I'm trying really hard to keep it in check and to go, calm down, this is not a big deal. While I was in Texas, I experienced a little bit of watery bleeding, and it was 3 mornings in a row, and it was only in the morning when I very first went to the bathroom and wiped, some very watery blood came onto the toilet paper. But that was it. It didn't bleed anymore. There was nothing else, and it wasn't accompanied in the moment by cramping. I have been experiencing some cramping, but I've read and researched and been told that that's totally normal. It's just part of the process. But when I was flying back from Texas, I had a really, really deep set, really sharp pain on my right side, and it kind of radiated down into the top of my thigh and up a little bit underneath my ribs. It was really, really sore, and it didn't subside at all. That was a little concerning to me because I haven't had those normally, and so because of the spotting and because of that bleeding, I called my doctor and I just explained what was happening, and they said, well, let's have you come in for some blood tests. So I went in and got my blood drawn, and they said everything looks great. All the levels are high. I think she said it was the HCG levels are at 104,000 right now, she said, which is totally normal. Blood test showed no cause for concern, but they did want to schedule an ultrasound. The ultrasound is scheduled for Friday the 18th of November, and they'll just make sure everything is fine. So I'm kind of excited for that because I'll get a visual, like, hey, you're pregnant type of thing, hopefully. Our official first ultrasound, though, is scheduled for the 19th of December, and that's around about when I'll be 10 weeks. So that's when our official first ultrasound is going to be. But we do get an ultrasound on Friday, so that's kind of exciting. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is bloating. So bloating, when people said that they experienced a lot of bloating in pregnancy, the bloating that I was picturing in my head was the gassy, oh my god, I've eaten too much, I'm going to die, I have gas, I need to fart, I need to poop, I need to explode, I don't know what. That's the kind of bloating that I was thinking of. This is not that bloating whatsoever in the least. This is not even remotely that kind of bloating. This is more what I would call, or what to me feels similar to water weight, just water weight bloating, because it's not like, oh my gosh, I've eaten too much, and it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm gassy. It's just, there's a stomach there that was not there before. Some of the things that I'm avoiding in this pregnancy are caffeine. I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. I'm not going to say that I'm not going to have any of it, but I would like to avoid it during the first trimester and just see if I can make it. And if I can make it that far, I can definitely make it the whole way. I'm also giving up soda completely, as much as I possibly can. And I say this because I've already had soda, but I'm trying to avoid things with high fructose corn syrup, which I do on a normal everyday basis. But again, when it comes to soda, I let myself drink soda. My biggest thing that I am not eating during my pregnancy is microwave popcorn. I love microwave popcorn. I absolutely love it. It's one of my absolute favorite things to have. But they're so bad for you. And I am well aware of that, and I do it anyway. It's one of those conscious health choices that I've made, that it's like, look, I know it's terrible for me, but I love it. During this pregnancy, I am not going to be having it. I will, however, if Dale and I go to the movie theater or anything like that, I'm not going to deny myself popcorn then. That will just be like a cheat meal or whatever you want to call it. That will definitely be something that I still allow myself to have, because That's super important to me, to be able to eat popcorn during a movie. I cannot give that up. I cannot think of anything else to say. Oh, I guess my weight. So I have no idea what I really started at. I was not weighing myself before, like when I got pregnant, I was not weighing myself on a regular basis. So I only started weighing myself once I found out that I was pregnant. Let's see. So I weigh myself in the morning. I obviously weigh a lot more if I weigh myself at the end of the day, so I just tend to not do that because I don't feel like that one's as reliable. I started around 105 pounds, which is normal for me. I am now at 107 pounds. Okay, so last thing, in my 4-week update, I didn't really have a belly. I don't have a belly, but I have a bloat. So I will show you my bloat. Okay, so here is with my sweater on, sweatshirt, hoodie, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely there, but it's not baby. It's just bloat. So that's with the shirt up or on, whatever. That's from the front. And then this is from the front, from the side. Anyway, oh, sorry, the camera moved a little bit, but I am done with my 5-week pregnancy update, and my dog is gonna knock over my tripod. So I'm sorry if the camera moves. Anyway, that is it for my 5-week pregnancy update. I know it was really, really long, but I felt like I didn't really go over all of my symptoms properly in my 4-week update. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe and comment, and yeah. She's so dumb. Alright, I will see you guys later. Bye.